Welcome to Oakwell. We await the arrival of the two teams on the playing surface. They'll come out at the tunnel end away to our left-hand side as we sit right on the halfway line here at Oakwell. And they'll come out to huge acclaim from another massive travelling band of Leeds United supporters who are completely filling the end away to our left-hand side behind the goal. The only section that is not filled there is the section that is the secure area between the two sets of supporters, and that instead has been filled with Leeds United flags. We're back from the international break, ready to resume championship hostilities, and no better way to do that than a Yorkshire derby here against traditional rivals in the shape of Barnsley. Two teams make their appearance. Leeds United in the away colours, dark grey and shocking pink, and Barnsley in their traditional home colours, red shirts, white shorts and red and white hoop socks this afternoon. Alongside me, I'm delighted to say I've got Ben Parker, looking forward to the return to action and a big occasion, Ben.
Yes, good afternoon, Bryn, good afternoon everybody. International breaks are always a weird one this time of the season. You're just trying to find your stride, get into the thick of the action, then you have 2 weeks off, but the few of the players obviously have been away on international duty, but everyone reported back this week. And obviously the big change in our starting lineup, Adam Forshaw just misses out with we're believed to just be a little niggle he's got. So Jamie Shackleton's come in. There's a big chance for Shacks because he's proved last year, especially in the playoff games against Derby. He's got the belief in the manager, the players got the belief in him, and he's come on leaps and bounds. And the one thing about him, he's got his energy, and he'll prove that today.
Some familiar names in the Barnsley lineup that you'll be seeing at the moment. We've got Alex Mowatt, the captain, who's back into the starting lineup for Barnsley today. Played a lot of games for Leeds United. You see Malik Wilks' name in there, Halme's name in there as well. One of the three players indeed, who came to the club in the recent months. And on the bench you'll see the name there of Oduor. So there's a lot of Leeds United representation in the Barnsley FC lineup. The Leeds United side this lunchtime has a very familiar look to it. Ben's already intimated the one change in that Leeds starting 11 sees Adam Forshaw have to miss out through injury. Coming in to replace him, wearing the number 46 shirt, is Jamie Shackleton. Good news for Leeds in terms of squad strengthening as well, because Tyler Roberts is fit enough to resume his place in the starting group, and he has a place on the bench this afternoon. We expect to see Luke Ayling following fairly shortly afterwards. Not today, but certainly soon. So that familiar, settled look to a Leeds side that's won every away game so far this season. Can they keep the run going today and get themselves back to the top of the championship table? We shall see. It's a fine day. We have cloud overhead, but we have blue sky as well breaking through it. There's a nice breeze blowing across the playing surface. They've been watering the pitch for a considerable time before the game, from almost when we arrived here up until very few seconds ago. So they clearly want a slick surface here, Barnsley. We're anticipating a clash of maybe two sides with similar styles, because that was certainly, I saw a bit of Barnsley in League One last season. They did play a high press. They do like to work hard to get the ball back as quickly as possible. So it will be interesting to see how the two compare and contrast.
Yeah, we were speaking about that just before arriving here, and I mentioned to you, looking forward to see Daniel Stendel's side. Heard a lot last year about how they're set up, about, like you mentioned there, about the high press, the high energy. And the games that I've seen so far in the championship from them, especially in the front areas, they do commit bodies forward. They do try and put your back four, your keeper under pressure, trying to win the ball high up in that final third. So from our point of view is, you just got to be confident in your own ability. Trust your partner side of you, trust the weight of pass. And if you're going to beat that initial press, there's gaps in the spaces to get at this back four. And one of the ex-players, Leeds players you mentioned there, Halme's come in. He's probably had an indifferent start to his Barnsley life. His debut, he made a mistake which led to a goal, but then the last game he played, they got a clean sheet, so there's that inconsistency there. We've got to try and take advantage of that.
But I guess for Halme and Malik Wilks, the perfect opportunity to say to the man sitting on the bucket down just in front of us that maybe you made a mistake when you let us leave.
You do that as an ex-player though, against the team who's let you go. You do probably try that little 5-10% more. But as we said in the pre-match build-up, we know their weaknesses, so be an intriguing battle how it plays out.
So we're almost set for the start. The kick-off will take place behind the massive red pillar that is right in my eye line from our commentary position here. Well, we are on the halfway line at Oakwell, but the good news is, to right and left, I can see both goal mouths. Not sure what Ben Parker's line of vision is like for those two, but he'll tell me about the kickoff, no doubt, when it happens. I can't actually see it.
I'm just winging it like normal here, it's okay.
We're all just winging it, Ben, that's all we're doing. It's Barnsley, I believe, who'll get us underway. And they're kicking from our right to our left, which means they are kicking towards the Leeds United fans in the first half. The completely full away end here. Short run down the M1 this morning. Well, if you are going to do the run, I guess early on a Sunday morning is probably about the best time to do that run. Sunday lunchtime. Another one of the bizarre peculiarities of modern football, that we're watching a big derby game like this at an hour when some people are probably only just getting out of bed. Not full, the stadium either, by the way. There are seats on the far side in the main stand here, and away to our right hand side behind the goal as well. So one area, as we've said, where there aren't any spare seats is the away end. The only spare seats there are in the secure zone between the two sets of supporters. Leeds have the ball, or briefly had the ball, on the far side, but it's Barnsley with a throw-in, and a long throw as well, quickly taken down the line up towards the edge of the penalty area, where Leeds defend successfully, and Cooper pushes the ball up towards the halfway line. Barnsley win it back there again, and they have the ball up on the right hand side, and Wilks it is, making a run towards the edge of the penalty area, but he commits a foul, just left his foot over the ball there on Cooper, and Leeds have a chance to get the ball away from that penalty area. Casilla in the blue and yellow goalkeeping strip for Leeds will take the free kick for them.
Just looking how Barnsley set up, we've got Sibbick, the number 21, just hovering around Klich, but then Alex Mowatt's quite close to him as well. A lot of Leeds fans probably associate Alex Mowatt as that kind of number 10 role, further forward midfielder, but he's been trusted as the two sitting, so it'll be interesting how he does, especially defensively.
Barnsley have a chance maybe to build an attack here through Woodrow, back in the side today. Now he plays the ball up to Wilks, who's on the byline, and a challenge comes in from Stuart Dallas, and it's a successful, fair, well-timed challenge, despite the protestations of some of the Barnsley fans around us, and the ball goes behind off Malik Wilks for a goal kick to Leeds United. That was a really good defensive tackle, that one, if a little bit risky maybe. Yeah,
it's risky, but is it entitled to go to the ground there, initially just try and put a block in more than anything, but been so impressed with Stuart Dallas so far start this year. His energy has been different class, and another one who's gone away international break, played for his country, so hopefully comes back confident.
Cavare for Barnsley, up and into the penalty area, but he misplaces the attempted pass, and dropping to the ground to gather it is Casilla, and Casilla walks up towards the edge of the 6-yard box and beyond, those socks pulled right up above the knees, throws the ball out over arm to Klich, and Klich comes back to the edge of the area, and Ben White. Clear signs early on that Barnsley want to get right in the faces of the Leeds United players, as White chests the ball into touch on this near side, midway inside the Leeds United half. Barnsley continue to make early moves towards that Leeds United penalty area. LUTV Matchday Live brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. On the near side, just outside the penalty area, Leeds work the ball away. Shackleton with a great ball into Bamford, who is onside, and Bamford is into the penalty area with a chance to shoot goalwards, and it comes back to Bamford off the goalkeeper's foot, and then it goes behind for a Leeds corner. What a chance that was.
Excellent little bit of play down this right hand side. Jamie Shackleton broke free, he just released a little pass down the channel for Bamford. The back four for Barnsley, they're appealing for offside, but he timed his run perfectly, and he did everything right. Bamford tried to open his body out, unfortunately keeper just got a leg to it. What a start that would have been, Bryn.
Well, it was a save made by Brad Collins, who's not Barnsley's number one choice, but the number one choice is out until December, so he came into the side for the game against Wigan, kept a clean sheet in that one. He played in the EFL defeat against Carlisle as well, but he will be pleased with his early contribution, Brad Collins, because he made a very important save to keep Leeds out there. But Leeds have the first corner kick of the game as a result. Phillips into the penalty area, goes deep to the far side onto the head of Liam Cooper. Cooper to White. White's header can't be directed to another teammate, and it comes up and is cleared into the centre circle, where a battle is on between Woodrow and Shackleton.
Done well.
And eventually it's hooked forward, and Harrison will set off to try and pick up. But Barnsley have tidied up defensively, but Harrison has it back again. Infield to Shackleton. Good layoff from Shackleton to Klich. Good movement between the Leeds players and good pace to the play as well as Hernandez comes forward and Dallas on the overlap just outside the penalty area. Low ball, edge of the 6-yard box, and it's cleared away from the edge of that 6-yard box from the feet of Halme and out for a Leeds United throw-in. Level with the edge of the Barnsley penalty area, away to our right-hand side. Ball back at the feet of Stuart Dallas, onto the left foot, in towards Hernandez. Lovely layoff to Shackleton. Plays the ball into the air and it's just over the head of Harrison. It was quite a pacey cross that came in from Shackleton. And Harrison not quite tall enough. Another, I don't know, 6 inches. And he would have had a chance of making the header right in front of goal there.
He'd love to have that backward Shackleton because it was the right kind of pass in between the keeper and the defender. But just on the floor because he were in there. He were in between the two centre-halves that drifting towards the back post. Just a ball along the floor would have been perfect just for a tapping, but just got too much on it. But we started ever so bright, Bryn.
Barnsley have not won a game in the Championship, or anything else for that matter, since the opening day when they beat Fulham here. And Leeds are trying to make early inroads to increase the pressure on the home team on that basis. Barnsley promoted last season, had a fine home record as well in getting promoted, but they found life tougher at the higher level. They have possession in the centre circle now. Woodrow goes out wide to the right-hand side. And Cavare trying to make progress down the touchline. Support arrives from Brown, and it comes off Brown and goes out for a Leeds United throw-in the left-back position. Alioski it is who will take it. Short throw-in field to Harrison. Push back towards his own goal, and then loses possession. Now Wilks has it on the edge of the penalty area. Challenge comes in. Wilks still there. Casilla with a good save as Wilks got power in the shot, and Casilla had to push it away. And Leeds try and complete the clearance with Stuart Dallas doing really well on the touchline on the near side, up towards the halfway line. So we've had a chance at either end. Barnsley have the ball back. Wilks is proving a bit of a handful in these opening stages. He has the ball in the penalty area briefly again before Dallas steps in to get the ball to safety for Leeds. And Bamford closer to the halfway line is held up there.
Excellent, Bamford.
Does well. Free kick Leeds.
Done well there, did Bamford. But going back to Wilks's attempt at goal, that's the danger when we are trying to play out the back. You can't be sloppy or you can't switch off for a split second, because we mentioned the high press in the forward areas, and their highlights it. If you switch off just that split second, they'll be onto you and they'll get an attempt away. But good save, dealt with the second ball, but Bamford's done well there just to buy a free kick and settle things down again.
Right, opening to this game, West v South Yorkshire. Leeds United attacking on the left-hand side. Well, they were. The ball has gone into touch, and it's going to be Cavare who takes a throw-in for Barnsley. Got a big backline, Barnsley, but not an awful lot of height in other areas of the pitch. Wilks is 5'11". He's not the tallest centre forward, but he's been strong in his early exchanges. And he's had one effort on goal already as well. Dallas on the near side for Leeds, and over the halfway line to Klich, and back to Dallas again. Comes off the foot of Halme, a former Leeds man, scored in the FA Cup for Leeds last season. Now Hernandez switches play from right to left. It's a great ball, but it's cut out. Alioski can't control it, but then Cavare with makes a real hash of it and plays the ball straight into touch under no pressure, and Leeds have the ball back as a result. Down by the corner flag over on the far side of the pitch. Alioski on the edge of the penalty area to Hernandez, who's come across to help him. But red shirts surround the man in possession. Leeds have to start again. Phillips goes back to the halfway line. Signed a new contract, confirmed this week. Good news for Leeds fans as Casilla comes a long way out of goal with the ball at his feet, gets away with it. Hernandez tries to head the ball into the path of Bamford, and it goes into touch. You can see what Barnsley are trying to do here. They're trying to disrupt the Leeds' attempts to maintain possession, aren't they? Putting pressure on in every instance, trying to match Leeds for the game that Leeds play, if you like. Yeah,
they do right. Their home team mentioned that they do have the high energy, especially at home, and the fans always get up for when Leeds come in town.
The ball is played out to the far side to Jacob Brown down by the corner flag. Chance for him to cross, maybe. He's done really well to get past Alioski into the penalty area. Still going Jacob Brown, and he cuts the ball back to the edge of the 6-yard box, and the man waiting there, cool as you like, was Ben White to clear for Leeds. But that was a dangerous moment. Harrison, far side, spins away from Cavare's challenge, and then opts to go back to Alioski, and then Alioski in field to Shackleton. But it's a high-paced start to this game. The two teams are flying into it at the moment, and it's Barnsley who are just edging it, you've got to say, in these opening stages. More of the football has been played in Leeds half.
Yeah, I think sometimes, Bryn, like, just don't give him that impetus by trying to play out short. I think Alioski had the ball on the left-hand side. The pass was probably on just a bit longer to Bamford, just beat that, like I said, the initial press. But we tried to play his own way into Shackleton, back to Cooper, and they were onto us. So I think it's a certain time, just go a little bit longer, first 5-10 minutes, how long it has to take, and then the game can settle down then.
Leeds are going to have to defend the long throw by the look of it. Cavare's taking as many steps back as he can before hitting the hoarding far side. It's looping into the penalty area, they're throwing now. It's headed away by a towering Calvin Phillips, but Brown has it on the edge of the D. Challenge comes in from Phillips, a good challenge as well. Leeds win possession back as a result with Dallas. And Dallas tries to beat his man and loses possession. Sibbick it was who stepped in, and Leeds have to work hard to get the ball back again. And off Hernandez, right on the byline. Leeds end up with a goal kick.
I tell you what, it was on just that little diagonal pass towards Bamford. I was just watching him, he's banging my eye line straight forward here from where we're sat. And he's come short, but then all of a sudden he's just spun Apo Halme and gone for like a diagonal run. If Stuart Dallas had his head up, the pass was on because there's loads of space there. But there's Bamford's movement, always keeps the centre-halves honest. Just get your head up in those positions.
Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0. 11 minutes gone here at Oakwell. Goal kick carries out over the near side touchline, straight over it for a throw into Barnsley, which Jordan Williams, young left back, will take. They're missing Ben Williams, the other full back today. He's out through suspension, having been sent off in added time in the last game at Wigan. The last game that brought credit to Barnsley. Phillips over the top. Bamford will chase, but it's too long, too powerful, and it bounces up once and then into the hands of Brad Collins, who's made one early save for Barnsley from Bamford. Collins drops the ball to the floor and clears it right-footed over the halfway line, well over the halfway line. Cooper's underneath it for Leeds, and Cooper's header goes over the head of Harrison. And Cavare from the right-back position knocks it down the far side touchline. Cooper goes to pick up possession by the corner flag, infield to Phillips, and back to Alioski and back to Phillips, who spins away from the challenge of Wilks, two old mates. And then on the edge of the penalty area, Barnsley have it again before Harrison wins the ball back. The possession changing between teams rapidly at the moment, as both sides trying to settle into some sort of pace and pattern.
Well done.
Phillips, now White, brings the ball forward for Leeds. Ball down the channel is just away from Shackleton, but Leeds have it again on this near side. Again it evades Shackleton, this time from Hernandez. Hernandez little nudge in the back in the centre circle of Luke Thomas, right in front of the referee. And whilst Hernandez disagrees with the decision, the ref's adamant. Free kick to Barnsley. And Mowatt, it looks like, the captain this afternoon, will be the man to take it for them. Played an instrumental part in Barnsley's promotion last season, been away on loan the season before at Oxford for a long spell, but now restored to the starting lineup and playing at championship level, as he was previously with Leeds United as well. Former player of the year for Leeds, so a popular figure at Leeds United, a product of the club's youth system, and these days leading Barnsley in their efforts to maintain a place at championship level. They've been up, they've been down, they've come back again, and done well to do that. Did it with a coach in Daniel Stendhal, who nobody knew a great deal about, came from Germany, as was the trend at the time. Brought a similar style of football as Huddersfield, and now he watches as Bamford attacks for Leeds up towards the edge of the penalty area. Bamford works the ball to the byline. Has he worked it too far? No, he kept it in play, and it's cleared behind for a corner kick. Good work by Patrick Bamford.
Started excellently, mentioned his movement off the ball, but then just showed you there, he's held the ball up, but he's been positive. He's tried to get at the full back, did a little step over, got to the byline, did well to actually keep it in, to be honest, because I thought he just overran it for a split second. But it started the game so bright, Patrick. Like I say, his movement's so sharp. If the players just behind it keep on his wavelength, he's going to cause them loads of problems. Is that Apo Halme just down there?
Yeah, Halme's he's had a whack in the nose. You can see there's quite a lot of blood coming out there. So at the very least, I would imagine the central defender is going to have to come off and maybe even change his shirt, but definitely needs work doing there, because there's quite a lot of claret on view there, isn't there?
And to be fair, we were coming off the pitch as well. Might be something we can exploit from this corner kick, with him being probably the tallest player that Barnsley have got. So man down as well, could be a good opportunity. Just put the ball in the right area and go attack it.
Heartless that is, Ben. Lad's
Poor lad.
You can see he's walking towards us now. He's had a real whack in the nose there, and he is going to come off, and there is potentially that opportunity for Leeds to see whether they can say, well, no, he hasn't come off yet. In fact, they're trying to tidy him up to make sure that he stays on, I think.
Well, soon as the physio comes onto the pitch, he has to come off the pitch. So
Barnsley will have to investigate that further to see whether that's anything more serious than just a bloodied nose, or whether there might be some sort of break there. In the meantime, Leeds will concentrate on the corner kick, with Phillips taking it. In it goes now. Wilks it is who steps into the gap left by Halme to head clear, but Hernandez has it back just outside the area. Not the best ball from Hernandez. And Sibbick steps across to clear into touch on this near side. Still the Barnsley defender is receiving treatment. He's going to have to change his shorts, it would appear. So boots are coming off, so he's going to be off for a little bit yet, as Leeds have another throw in, level with the edge of the Barnsley penalty area on this near side. Leeds kicking from left to right. Now Dallas has the ball, trying to make room for the cross. Comes deflected back out to Phillips. Wilks does well. He looks really fired up now. Wilks into the centre circle, and Cooper, not the best ball forward for Shackleton. Shackleton will try and win it back anyway from Mowatt for Leeds United, but Mowatt carries it forward for Barnsley, and then stepping across the front run of Wilks is Ben White, and White goes back to Casilla, and Casilla off the ground clears with his right foot up to the halfway line. Bamford appeals for a handball against Williams, nothing given. So Leeds have to defend on the edge of their own penalty area. Offside decision is given against Jacob Brown, and Leeds have a free kick to Calvin instead.
And Halme is back on. The first player I've ever seen come off with a blooded nose and basically stripped down, took full kit off, took his boots off. First time I've ever seen that.
Shackleton brought to ground by Mowatt. Foul challenge. Mowatt argues that there was nothing wrong with it. The referee disagrees. Leeds take it quickly, not hanging around here, trying to catch Barnsley with no sort of shape as they have the ball with Klich on this near side. Klich chips it up into the box, but Mowatt's recovered to try and clear the ball. Almost broke into the path of Dallas, but then the clearance is helped on up and over the halfway line. Cooper goes back to retrieve for Leeds United.
Every time we've had a free kick, we've always tried to play it short and quick, just keep the tempo high.
Good ball for Harrison, left-hand side, who does really well to stretch and keep it in play, and puts an inviting cross into the penalty area. And the only thing Williams can do with it, with Dallas breathing down his neck, is head the ball behind for a corner kick.
And that's key, keeping the tempo high, because it's so hard. It's more mental battle for the Barnsley players, because they have to stay switched on all the time. Yeah, they try and do that high press we talk about in the final third, but then it's what's happening behind it. Players staying concentrated, because to do things quick, it's very hard to lose concentration then. Phillips
again, in it goes, out swinger towards Harrison's head on the far side, but he's beaten by a much taller player, Cavare, in there, but it comes back out to Klich. Klich delivers wide. Great ball for Phillips, who's on the edge of the penalty area. First time attempt at a volleyed cross from Phillips. Breaks off the defender in his path, Sibbick, and comes out for yet another Leeds United corner kick. So one of those periods of play where Leeds begin to crank up the pressure on the opposition. Phillips has the chance to deliver into the box. If there's a complaint at the moment, it's maybe that Leeds aren't capitalising enough on these set-piece opportunities. Phillips in it goes now, towards a near post area, and then over the head of Dallas, and Halme's there with blood still coming out of his nose to head clear for Barnsley, and out over the near side touchline for a Leeds United throw-in, taken by Hernandez to Dallas. Dallas tries to switch the play, but it was easy to read for Cavare right side, and Barnsley bring the ball up into the centre circle now with Brown.
Excellent.
He's quickly closed down by Shackleton, who gets the ball back for Leeds and plays it down the channel for Harrison, who can turn and run towards the Barnsley penalty area. Bamford pulls off Halme. The ball is cleared away by Halme, and maybe Harrison could have done it alone there. Barnsley's come forward themselves now. Excellent start to this game. The cross is too deep, too easy for Casilla from the right-hand side, and Casilla puts it out the air, rolls it underarm to Phillips, but immediately both sides spring back into action as soon as they get possession. The ball is moved quickly. Goes back from White to Casilla. And then Casilla short ball, still inside the penalty area, his own penalty area, to Liam Cooper. And still inside that penalty area to White, and still inside the penalty area to Casilla. Now finally he delivers long and over the halfway line, where Bamford and Halme battle it out. And Halme, who probably knows a bit about the game of Patrick Bamford, and vice versa, I guess, gets the ball clear. White with a header. Bamford comes and battles well for Leeds again. Wins it on the halfway line to Hernandez. Back to Bamford. Under pressure, Patrick Bamford. Too much pressure, as it turns out. Thomas takes it away from him. Barnsley have it back with Woodrow in the centre circle. And Woodrow goes back to the defender Andersen, the Danish player. And Andersen gets the ball forward. Leeds sliding challenge, gives the ball straight back to Sibbick again.
Excellent.
And then a foot in from Cooper. And then Halme brings the ball forward from the centre circle for Barnsley. Has Williams out wide, pushing defenders forward here, the home team. Up towards the edge of the box it goes, and Thomas, and then Mowatt. And back into Thomas in space! Great save, Casilla still there to be cleared. And Leeds managed to do that with Alioski on the far side. There's some lovely build-up play from Barnsley there. Mowatt was involved, and Kiko Casilla had to be at his best to keep Leeds at level terms.
Big chance that for Barnsley, because they worked it ever so well. Halme initially just stepped out from that back four, and like we said earlier, don't switch off. Yeah, you might be close to your man, but if there's a space at the side of you where someone's not in the right position, go and help him out, go help your teammate out by filling in. But they worked it so well, did Barnsley, but good save by Kiko with his legs.
Now Shackleton and Hernandez trying to link up in the Barnsley half. Hernandez says he was held back, referee says play on. Casilla has it on the edge of the penalty area for Leeds. So Barnsley have had two good opportunities. That was definitely the best chance of the game. Right through the middle, Thomas was played in, close range. Casilla had to get down quickly to save. Alioski at the other end, tries to build something for Leeds. Leeds get another corner kick. The count is growing, but it doesn't necessarily tell the full story of the game, the number of corners that Leeds have forced so far, because they need to turn this opportunity into something, don't they, with chances created.
He's certainly getting his fair share of practicing from the corner kicks. His Calvin Bates never took so many in a game.
This time, for the first time, he's gone to the far side, so he can deliver an in-swinger potentially here. Bamford in the box. It comes into the head, onto the hands indeed of Brad Collins, who punches up to the edge of the area, and Thomas tries to clear, not entirely successfully. Leeds have it back briefly through Phillips, and the ball goes over the far side touchline. It's a Barnsley throw-in. Challenge from Phillips leaves Barnsley's Jordan Williams on the ground, and a little ruefully he sits up, has a word with the referee. When play restarts, it will be with a Barnsley throw-in, level with their own box on the far side of the ground. Past the 20-minute mark, 22 minutes, nearly 23 minutes on the clock now. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0, but we've had chances. It's been an entertaining game. UTV Matchday Live, brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. Ben White's header away from his own half, up to the halfway line. Klich tries to hook it on for Shackleton. Leeds fans raise their voices. And Barnsley have possession on the halfway line. They've done well. Well, they had done well, but then they give the ball straight to Calvin Phillips. But again, player in possession Harrison is carried by 3 Barnsley players, and at the moment they're doing a fairly successful job of keeping Leeds from getting into their stride, as Alioski runs into the brick wall of Cavare, and now Barnsley attack with ground down the right hand side. There's space on the edge of the penalty area, and the ball played into the centre is just behind Malik Wilks, and Leeds have cause to be relieved it was, but Woodrow curls a shot in straight into the chest of Ben White on the penalty spot, and Leeds try and get it away, but it's given away. Well, it's given to Sibbick, but Sibbick can't do with anything with that ball other than kick it straight into touch.
We're just playing into their hands a little bit at the moment, I feel, Bryn, because yeah, I'm all for it, keeping a high tempo, keeping things moving, but I feel there's certain times when we can just slow things down. Let's remember, like, these are the home team, they're going to keep coming at us. As an away side, there's going to be times where you just think, right, if they've got the tails up for a period of time, take the sting out of the game. Don't have to keep trying to fight with fire, because it's been 100 mile an hour this game so far.
Patrick Bamford in a real battle there with Halme, and how on earth Bamford didn't get a free kick, I've absolutely no idea, because Halme had his arms around him and had both hands holding on to Bamford's shirt. The referee saw nothing wrong with that, and play continues, and Halme and Bamford are again involved. This time Halme gets the ball forward, and it's Woodrow for Barnsley under pressure from Calvin Phillips. So he goes back to the central defender Andersen, and Barnsley have it again on the edge of the centre circle with Mowatt, forced wide to the right-hand side, goes back to the halfway line, and Andersen from Cavare. Now Andersen stretches his legs to have a run forward, the central defender. Not the best ball from Andersen, it's beyond Wilks, and Hernandez comes for Leeds. It's a great ball out of defence to Klich, and then
keep driving Dallas.
For Dallas to
keep driving
down the channel. Stuart Dallas up towards the edge of the penalty area, curls the ball in now, arriving at the back post was Harrison. But the ball just skipped away from Jack Harrison there, and Leeds see another opportunity to create something, go begging. It ultimately ends up with a Barnsley throw-in the position midway between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag far side.
It's kind of a difficult one. He saw Bamford, he saw Harrison at the back stick. Maybe the better pass might have been just a little one inside to Klich, because to continue his run been probably more difficult. But the outlet at the moment for us going forward is Stuart Dallas down this right-hand side again, just showing his energy and his quality.
Harrison down the line for Shackleton, down by the corner flag, keeps the ball in well, now attacking the byline, two defenders in his way, leads it out to one of the two, still makes another challenge. Alioski's there to try and help him out, but Barnsley get the ball up and over the halfway line, where Phillips heads it down into the pass of Cooper, who hooks it on again, still stuck tight to that far touch line. Cooper in very well for Leeds to win the ball back, and now Alioski down the line it goes to Harrison. Harrison tries the cross into the box, but it's straight into the head of Cavare, and Cavare collapses to the ground as a result of that. It was almost like a pantomime fall. It was so slow, but he took the full brunt of the attempted cross from Harrison, and it's had an impact because he's lying on his back on the turf as a result now.
Yeah, the sting them moves, don't they, Bryn? Straight in your face from a few yards out.
You just got to shake it off and get straight back on your feet.
It's a different generation now, Bryn.
Yeah, the weak. No, he's back up now. He's a big old boy. I wouldn't say it to him. He's a big lad.
I can say it from this distance away, over 100 yards, so it's fine.
Exactly. He might best be described as a bit of a unit. Throw in from the far side from Alioski. Down the line, infield indeed it comes to Hernandez, who heads the ball to Harrison on the touchline. Still Leeds trying to get into the Barnsley penalty area. Hernandez under pressure, and the challenge is won by Cavare. Cavare down the line goes straight to Harrison. The ball is trapped in a tight little area, and Leeds trying to get it out of there now. Still in that box position out by the far touchline, and now cleared up towards the halfway line. Phillips delivers a looping attempted pass that will be picked up by Shackleton, who can try and open things up a bit. Leeds is forced, Bamford's forced back towards the halfway line. Dallas in turn goes further back to Ben White, and Ben White will play the ball square midway inside the Leeds half to Liam Cooper. Cooper goes all the way back to Casilla. Leeds is not afraid to start all over again with White in possession, carrying the ball, then goes back again to Casilla. This measured approach from Leeds. This
is good though, Bryn. I don't mind just taking the sting out of the game. This is what I'm trying to just say. Instead of trying to go forward every time in possession, try and score, just take the sting out of it. Get a few passes in.
The way they've worked it in previous away games this season, we've seen is to take your time over it, isn't it? To build the platform. Alioski on the far side of the penalty area now. Ball comes back off that figure of Cavare again, breaks to Calvin Phillips, but Leeds keep a lot of men forward. There's only two back on the halfway line. Phillips near side to Klich infield to Hernandez, back to Klich again, and then a square ball to Alioski in the central position just outside the area. Now Hernandez tries to play a pass through into the path of either Bamford or Shackleton. Ultimately it's in between both players, and it's too hard anyway, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
It took 28.5 minutes, but that's his best passing kind of performance. What we've done from back to middle to front, gone through the lines. And it's just a bit of composure. That's all we showed. And yeah, the right person had the ball then on the half turn, 25 yards from goal. The 2-3 options. Unfortunately, the pass was just a little bit strong, but that was miles better from us.
So goal kick to Barnsley. Quick check on the watch tells us we're into the 30th minute of the first period here at Oakwell. And it remains Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0, but it's been an entertaining game. All over the top for Klich in Barnsley territory, trying to move further deeper into Barnsley territory. Hernandez comes to help out, ball off the back of the heels of Thomas for a Leeds United throw-in, midway inside the Barnsley half, near side. Dallas it is who gets the ball off Hernandez to take the throw-in. The home fans think that Leeds are wasting time, but Leeds are not concerned about running the clock down. They're trying to build themselves a platform with the first goal. Now Bamford's got all sorts of space on the byline. Can he produce a good cross? Well, it's a strange cross. It hits the referee, who was standing just outside the D, and now that play has to restart with a drop ball, I think, doesn't it, now, when the ball hits the referee. And the ball will be given to Leeds United, basically. Is that right?
Well, to be fair, looking at the play, I don't think they really know what's going on. These rules that have come in, some benefit the game, some I just think they're stupid.
So the play stops when the ball hits the ref, as it has done there, and now it will be a drop ball which will be dropped at the feet of Klich. I'm pretty sure that
you can play on
carry
from
on,
this,
so you're meant to just play on. There's no question. As Leeds, I think, are beginning to come round to the fact that Hernandez, who dropped back, is now beginning to advance, and Leeds do play on indeed. And the home fans boo, but I think we've called it right there.
Yep.
Dallas with a late challenge on Mowatt, so Barnsley will get a free kick and a chance to get the ball away anyway. But that's a rule change, people. That's the way it works now. You've got to be switched on from that drop ball. It's not even a drop ball, it's an uncontested drop ball, with a side who had been disadvantaged through the fact the ball hit the referee, having the chance to regain possession again.
Due to the reaction to the big stand behind the goal full of Barnsley fans to our right-hand side, clear no one really reads up on these new rules, do they?
Right, I have a try now and again. Don't ask me about handball though. Brad Collins, right foot over the halfway line. He goes from left to far right and over the touchline into one of the less well-populated areas inside Oakwell. A lot of empty seats over in the far corner, closest to the Leeds United away supporters section. Fans have been just that little bit quiet. There's always a bit of a subdued feel to these lunchtime kickoffs, I feel, particularly, I guess, when it's a Sunday lunchtime kickoff. It takes people a while to really get into the zip of it. So whoever's decision it was that this fixture should kick off at this time, maybe take some responsibility for the fact that the atmosphere is not what you'd maybe hope it would be for a game of this standing. Leeds trying to lift the noise levels from those supporters now. Good work from Shackleton, good close control, and he's played into a good space on the edge of the area by Hernandez. Good approach play from Leeds. Shackleton comes back to Dallas. Dallas's ball hits the arms of Thomas, but play continues with Leeds in possession. White under pressure from Wilks, goes square to Cooper. Leeds back in their own half again now. Barnsley still working hard to keep Leeds out. Ball over the far side, touchline. Phillips at the stretch. Leeds United, as you'll tell from the reaction of home fans, get the decision. It's a throw in. Back to Casilla. Leeds can start from the goalkeeper and go forwards from White, and then into Phillips, midway inside the Leeds half. And he plays the ball over the top. Quicker ball for Hernandez to control. Defender tight to his back. Still there. Still Hernandez has it. Tries a very fancy back flick. And perhaps on this occasion something a little more straightforward was required, because Mowatt drives forward for Barnsley now. Down the inside left channel, well into the Leeds half, up towards the edge of the area. Very poor ball, and maybe Leeds can break on Barnsley, who kept four strung across the halfway line as Hernandez picks up and gives the ball on to Shackleton now. Shackleton's got through a lot of work already for Leeds in his return to the starting 11. No Adam Forshaw today, if you're joining us a little bit late. Poor ball from Hernandez. It's cut out by Cavare, but then Harrison comes back at him, and Cavare has to be big and strong. He is big and strong, and he gives the ball to Brown, far side. Brown slips to the ground under the challenge of Alioski, and Barnsley have a free kick in the centre circle.
Yeah, poor ball from Pablo, because the game's spread out, and any slight turnover there, then the Barnsley are going to have the numbers. Instead of just keeping it simple, because we won the ball back on the turnover. Alex Mowatt broke forward, and then he'd picked out a poor option, because there was different options there, and it was quite a dangerous area, because Barnsley did commit bodies forward. We won the turnover, and that's where you just need that composure. Instead of trying to do the worldy pass, as we call it, where it's 50-60 yard diagonal, just keep the ball moving, quite simple, and then we'll get out of the danger.
Mowatt with the ball forward. Not a great free kick from Alex Mowatt. He's played much better in his career than that one, and it goes straight through into the grateful hands of Kiko Casilla, who rolls it out right. Skips away from the challenge of Wilks, carries the ball up to the halfway line, Ben White, and plays it out to the near side by Hernandez. Good ball from Hernandez into Klich. Klich curls across the box. Brad Collins has read that one all the way, and it was inviting for the goalkeeper to come and collect. And that's exactly what he does. And Leeds United have to regroup. Bamford stays in an advanced position close to the goalkeeper, who still has the ball in his hands. And now Colin Phillips drops the ball to the floor and kicks it off the ground. Onto the head far side of Brown. In fact, he comes off the head, and the final touch at least was off Alioski. So Barnsley end up getting a throw in from was not the best looking kick out from the goalkeeper. It's midway inside the Leeds half, far side, 0-0. Cavare again ready to deliver something long for Barnsley. Kind of asks his teammates what they're putting on for him. He doesn't go long ultimately. The only option is short to Woodrow. Leeds get it back through Alioski. Alioski to Phillips, and Phillips to Harrison. Cavare charges into the challenge and gets the ball back to Sibbick. And then Phillips steps in again really well for Leeds. Now there's space for Leeds to work. In Shackleton, the centre circle. He plays a great ball out to Bamford on the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side, into the penalty area, drives the shot. And keeper Collins goes down at his near post, and again, it's Collins who thwarts Bamford from a good attacking position for Leeds. Barnsley bring the ball away. It was a simple but very effective breakout by Leeds United that it nearly brought reward.
The only thing against Bamford was the angle of just going away from the goal, went into that left-hand side, but did everything right. Thought he made the right option, going for goal. Great strike, clean strike. Thought just straight at the keeper, and not a lot down to the angle just narrowing away. But great break by Shackleton, great little pass to Bamford as well.
Very similar chance to his first opportunity, except from the other side of the penalty area. So popping up on both sides as Leeds create again through Alioski. Alioski carries the ball forward, chips the ball up for Bamford, but Halme cuts that one out, comes back out for Harrison, who's in the box, and here's Hernandez! And that was a real chance for Leeds United. Pablo Hernandez round about the penalty spot, right onto the cutback, and he was leaning back, and it sailed quite a way over the crossbar.
We mentioned him previous in the half where he got the ball 25 yards out and said right player, right place. Again, right player, right place. You're just expecting to hit the target. You don't have to do too much. Just use the weight of the pass. All about technique is them ones. Just got lent back on it too much, put too much on it, sailed over the bar. What a chance.
Yeah, even a tap would have caused an opportunity possibly, wouldn't it? Just a side foot tap, but there was too much power in it. And up it went and over it went. Two good chances for Leeds as Barnsley attack at the other end. Wasn't a million miles away from Corey Woodrow, but I think the shot was always rising. Casilla seemed calm enough to watch it go over a crossbar. It's been a good game. We haven't had a goal yet, but it's been entertaining. And Leeds United, well, the chance created count is probably somewhere close, because as Alioski lets the ball control, lets him down, the ball runs off his foot and goes out for a Barnsley throw-in, which is the amusement to the home supporters, and Barnsley try and create an attack as a result. Alioski does well to atone though, and a great sliding challenge to win the ball back for Leeds on that far side touchline. Ball forward is won briefly by Thomas under pressure, rather Andersen, then Andersen back all the way back to his goalkeeper Collins, and he gets good distance on the clearance forward. Cooper's underneath it, controls, and will try and get the ball forward for Leeds again towards the halfway line. Bamford passing away with Andersen. Andersen wins that one, and Mowatt out to the far side gives the ball straight to Harrison. Harrison down the line to Bamford. Bamford with the defender tight to his back again. Now Harrison skips. He's absolutely legged up in the air by Sibbick there, and the referee has no choice but to award the first yellow card of the afternoon, because that was a poor challenge.
As far as yellow cards go, you're not going to get much more clear cut than that, are you, to be fair?
It was straightforward. The Leeds player had comfortably beaten Sibbick, and Sibbick just launched him basically. It wasn't a particularly dangerous challenge, but it was a very, very clear foul, and it stopped a potential attacking run for Leeds, who are trying to create something now from the resulting free kick. Played it short. Alioski infield, it comes to Shackleton, but it's pushed away from Shackleton. Cooper steps into good effect. Now Hernandez, midway inside the Barnsley half, tries to play a ball out to Harrison in space on the far side, but it's intercepted. And now Brown has it for Barnsley down the far side touchline, over the halfway line to Wilks. Brown comes again, who's beaten well in the challenge by Alioski. Now the ball's played in field to Shackleton, who's got his head down, running forward. Now Harrison far touchline, only Bamford to aim at in the box at the moment. Gets to the byline, delivers a good ball into the near post, but Collins was alert to that one, and Collins, well, he pushed the ball up in the air and then he grabbed the ball, and Bamford was just behind him, but the goalkeeper was always favourite there.
Again, good Shackleton in that kind of half-turn position, driving at players, driving at midfielders, just released it to Harrison. The only disappointing thing when Harrison got the ball, just looking, there's only Patrick in the box, just trying to support him a little bit more, because you don't want to leave him isolated.
And from where he was and where Harrison was, it was going to have to be a really good ball to actually pick out Patrick Bamford there. Leeds have a chance to do it again, maybe, as Shackleton battles away with Mowatt in the midfield, and they come again at each other, and Mowatt eventually gets the ball forward for Barnsley, and Alioski with an acrobatic diving header back to his own goalkeeper, and Leeds regain possession as a result of that. White on the edge of the penalty area. 40 minutes on the clock. LUTV Matchday Live, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Leeds United 0, Barnsley 0. Reverse the scorelines. We're at Oakwell. Casilla in front of the Leeds United travelling support with a short pass out the penalty area to Cooper. And then Phillips with a long ball down the channel for Harrison to chase, but it's way too far ahead of Jack Harrison, who gives a little thumbs up, so the idea was right, the execution wasn't. And Collins picks up the ball. The crowd just gone a little quiet again. Maybe the home crowd are a little concerned that Leeds are beginning to boss things here as we head towards the half-time interval. Barnsley have created chances, perhaps the best chance of the lot for Thomas, the midfielder, that brought a good save from Casilla. But in the last 5-10 minutes or so, we've seen much more of Leeds as an attacking force. Barnsley have possession currently on the halfway line, but that's a poor ball. Dallas will win it for Leeds to Hernandez. And Hernandez back to Dallas again, charging on the overlap. Such a familiar sight, and goes again, and Mowatt steps across him, but not to... Well,
no way.
Because if the foul was going anyway, it was going Leeds' way, because Mowatt stepped right across the forward run of Dallas, and then Dallas wrestled him out the way, and Mowatt fell over, and Barnsley got the free kick. That's poor.
Look, what Mowatt's done there has been just using his experience, being professional, stepping across him, every right to do it. But then he's kind of overran it, and Dallas has just nipped on his inside shoulder to win the possession back. So for me, just play on there. But again, it's Stuart Dallas driving down that right-hand side.
Yeah, Mowatt was clever. He got in front of Dallas and then just stopped, basically. So Dallas was held up by running into his back, and then when Mowatt fell over, Mowatt got the free kick. White on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Goes back to Casilla, under pressure. Wide it goes to Alioski. It's better signs for Leeds in these last few minutes. Barnsley find it harder to get the ball now. Except Harrison makes it easy for them there by giving it straight to Sibbick. Sibbick over the halfway line. Poor ball from Sibbick. Not quite the crispness to Barnsley's passing either at the moment. Casilla, long looping ball forward to the halfway line. Bamford comes with Halme.
How is that a foul?
The two of them in what Norman Hunter would describe as 6 and 2 threes, but it's Barnsley who get the decision with the foul on the halfway line, and now they have the ball up 15 yards outside the Leeds penalty area. Closer now through Woodrow. Great challenge from Cooper. Leeds lose the ball though. Now Wilks turns away from Ben White and drives the shot across the face of goal and just wide of the far post. Quick switch off there from Leeds United, and Wilks almost took advantage.
It's all coming back to the alleged foul that Bamford gave away on Halme. What's he meant to do as a striker? Halme's trying to come through the back of him. He's just been strong, trying to hold the ball up. It's a good honest battle, is that? And that's what annoys us players when referees give decisions like that. But Pablo's getting in.
Hernandez almost played in. Collins was alive to the danger as the ball was a long ball over the top, and Hernandez was onside, running up towards the edge of the penalty area. But the goalkeeper was just ahead of him, and he was happy to clear into touch on this near side. With 2 minutes of normal time remaining in this first period, there'll be a little bit more to be added on. Halme's injury, Cavare's injury, being two of the breaks in play we've had in this first period. Hernandez out to Dallas near side touchline. Oh, that's a late challenge on Dallas, which has been spotted by the referee, if not by the referee's assistant, who gave nothing. And Leeds do have a fairly rare opportunity from a free kick to get the ball into the Barnsley penalty area. Leeds have had loads of corners, but now they have a free kick. It's midway inside, just a bit further, a bit more advanced than that in the Barnsley half. Certainly an opportunity, a really good opportunity to get the ball into the box. Cooper's in there, Bamford's in there, White's in there, Dallas on the edge of the area. Klich, Hernandez, wait a little further outside. Delivered in by Phillips. That's a great ball, just over the head of Dallas. And it comes off a running back defender and goes behind for a corner kick. Could have gone anywhere.
Fantastic delivery. Again, we're sat in the perfect spot. You can see the gap where the ball needs to go through. He's put it on a sixpence. Dallas just couldn't quite get an end of it. Bamford behind him just couldn't quite get an end of it also. What a delivery there.
A chance for Calvin Phillips to do it all again from the corner kick that results. But Leeds get themselves in front at the perfect time going into half-time. Near post, Dallas, and it's Harrison at the back post. And I think he's hit the outside of the post. And that is a fantastic opportunity for Leeds United to take the lead here. And it's gone begging.
They seem to have worked the corners out from these outswingers, because instead of having no one running across the front post kind of zone, all of a sudden Stuart Dallas, the game's made a run across there, just got a little touch onto it. And you think to Jack Harrison, it's easier to score, but somehow it's outside of the post and gone out for a goal kick. What a time to get a goal that would have been.
So close. And the board's gone up, and there's only a minute to be added on, which I'm very surprised by. It's one of those as well where Leeds are in that position at the moment where you think they'd be happy to keep going for a little bit longer in this first half, because they're looking more and more likely as the seconds tick down. Harrison, who was so close there, it came at him quickly, the near post flick from Dallas that in itself wasn't too far away from goal. Harrison close range, couldn't get the ball inside the post, hit the outside of it. Leeds come. Is there one last chance maybe in this first half? Hernandez, probably not. Hernandez attempted at through balls cut out by Sibbick and comes back to Williams, and Williams will play over the halfway line. We've played over a minute of added time now, and Dallas forward for what will surely be the last action of this first period. Bamford pushes Halme, and the inevitable decision is given for the Finnish player against the Leeds United player, and I think that will be just about bringing us to a conclusion in terms of the first half here. Collins, the Barnsley keeper, is in no great hurry to take this free kick, and Barnsley will probably be in a position of being relatively happy to go off all square. They have created chances in the first half, but the longer it's gone on, the more likely Leeds United have looked. So Collins with the free kick, and it's the last action of the first period as predicted. And as the two teams head for the tunnel behind the goal away to our left-hand side, both have cause to reflect with some satisfaction maybe on what's happened in the first half. The moment tells you that in itself, but also the way the game went, the way the game progressed in that first half. Leeds began to get themselves on top, and they try and attack straight from the off. Bamford appeals for a free kick, nothing given on the far side, and Barnsley pick up possession as a result. Phillips comes across to tidy up for Leeds, who are kicking from right to left in this second half. That means Leeds United, if you know, Oakwell are kicking towards the away end, and that away end of course is where, I don't know what, 4,000 Leeds United fans are currently gathered and making a noise. Klich into the penalty area. Now Bamford on the edge of the penalty area. Back to Klich in a bit of space, a pocket of space. Goes back to Dallas. Dallas onto the edge and almost gets a return pass from Shackleton. Leeds have it back again. Good early pressure on the Barnsley penalty area. At the start of the second half, Bamford's found loads of space inside the penalty area. Low shot, and it's too close to the keeper. And for the third time this afternoon, it's Bamford v Collins, and Collins just about matches up.
Again, like his first effort in the first half, he's done everything right, try and open his body out, try and find the far corner. Just don't think he set it out to the far post as quite as much as he'd like to have done. But blistering start from the second half.
Just begin to talk about that chances created thing. We were discussing it at the end of the first half. The chance list, the opportunities list grows and grows and grows. Leeds need to take one of these. Hernandez almost works the ball through for Shackleton, but Halme was stepping in, but then Hernandez does win it back from Williams' far side, and now it's Klich, and now it's up to the edge of the penalty area. Shackleton, and it comes off Cavare from the penalty spot and spins away to some sort of safety for Barnsley. Near side, Alioski takes a really quick throw in to Costa. Costa makes ground towards the edge of the penalty area. He's hustled out of it by two Barnsley bodies, and then ultimately tries to push one of those two bodies out the way, and as a result, Barnsley have a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area.
I don't know if the boys have had a rollicking or whatever, because they've come out start of the second half, and the tempo that they're moving at, they're closing down so quick, moving the ball so sharp. It strikes you like they've probably had a bit of a bollocking because of a change as well, so the manager might not have been happy with something in the first half. But how the boys have come out here so far, absolute blistering start.
Collins forward for Barnsley, out towards the near side touchline. LUTV Matchday Live brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Barnsley throw in midway inside the Leeds half. Cavare throws it up towards the edge of the penalty area, and Liam Cooper. And then Cooper sees a forward ball. Well, it's a foul by Bamford on the halfway line as he's facing his own goal. And now here comes Thomas bursting forward for Barnsley. Lovely challenge, well timed by Cooper. Comes out for Brown! And Casilla had to tip a dipping shot over the crossbar because it was dipping under the crossbar. And as a result, Barnsley have a corner kick and almost had the first goal of the game.
They're a nightmare, those shots for goalkeepers, because they're thinking they're just going to sail over the bar, but all of a sudden they just dip at the last second. And in the end, it was a great little touch, because sometimes you can just leave those to try and sail over, but he had to make the save. A great little touch over the crossbar.
So we've seen Leeds create one chance away to our left-hand side already in this second half, and now we've seen Barnsley do the same away to our right-hand side as the corner kick comes in. It's over the head of Bamford and cleared away by Ben White, only as far as Cavare, who brings the ball forward for Barnsley. Ball into the penalty area. Dallas is behind it, does really well. Chests the ball into the hands of Casilla, who can throw out over arms. This near side touchline and Alioski. Costa's ahead of Alioski. Chance for them to link up perhaps here. Now it's played in simply into Costa in the penalty area. Rolled across! 1-0 Bamford! Come on! There for Leeds United, but the flag goes up far side and the goal is ruled out. Now that has to be the tightest of tight calls, surely, because Patrick Bamford was so close. He was inside the 6-yard box when he met the ball. We have no benefit of replay here, so we'll have no way of knowing, but that looked like a very close call.
It looks like he's brought it back for the first run from Costa, the way they're setting up from the offside free kick. But even Costa, it must have been ever so tight. Looking at the Barnsley players, I didn't see one of them put the arm up and try and complain for an offside. But blistering break again. Started from Kiko with a throw out.
The Barnsley attack now is Woodrow against Phillips at the other end. Phillips does well to get the ball out to the corner flag, and I think he wins a goal kick for Leeds. He does indeed. Excellent work from Calvin Phillips. Well, you go on instinct sometimes with offside. I know it's not entirely scientific, it's less than scientific, but the instinct there was that was a goal. So maybe people will have a better view than we did. We are away to slightly to the right of the centre circle. The goal, obviously the non-goal as it turned out, went in away to our left-hand side in front of the Leeds United fans, but it looked and felt like a goal, that one, even if it wasn't.
But what it showed, Costa straight in the thick of action, just his blistering speed just to get down the side.
And a great ball as well, wasn't it?
Fantastic, just that bit of composure we talked about.
Anyway, it's irrelevant. Hernandez far side for Leeds United has the ball up by the edge of the Barnsley penalty area. Leeds get a throw in a little further forward, and Hernandez takes it and gives it back to Klich. Klich is forced away from goal, gives it to Phillips and back to Klich, and then a step in from Alex Mowatt wins the ball back for Barnsley in the midfield. Played in for Brown, and Brown plays or tries to play the ball onto the rushing Mowatt far side, but Leeds have players there to intercept and to win possession back. Costa under pressure, but works the ball out of a group of triangle of Barnsley players who are around him. And then it comes out wide on the right-hand side to Dallas. Leeds make menacing moves forward again. Hernandez out on the touchline, back to Dallas. Good link-up play between the two of them there. Great ball in. Alioski's header down. Couldn't get the power, couldn't quite get the precision, and it goes into the side netting. And another chance goes begging for Leeds.
Difficult chance that, though, because coming onto his head at that speed, he'd have done well just to even get it on target. But again, Stuart Dallas is at the thick of the action, driving forward. I just think maybe a little cutback because we committed 5 bodies into the box there. We mentioned in the first half at the times when Bamford was just on his own, when Jack Harrison had the ball in a wide area. This time we had 5 bodies. Maybe a little cutback might have been a better option. But again, good positive intention.
Klich, ball over the top, simple ball over the top for Bamford to chase. Bamford's offside. And again, the flag is, well, it's given when Bamford makes connection with the ball, then he becomes active. There was a little air of frustration when that decision was made because of the timing of it, but it always looked like Bamford was just ahead of the final defender there as he set off after that long ball forward. Barnsley free kick midway inside their own penalty area. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0. Wherever you're listening, hope you're enjoying the game. It's been an entertaining spectacle, even though we haven't had a goal yet. Leeds have created lots of chances, you've heard that before. We have a player down on the near side touchline, so players stopped. It's Brown, the Barnsley player. Alioski is there with him now, checking to see if he's all right, I think. And it looks like Brown might have a head injury, so the Barnsley physio team on to administer treatment, and the game stops. And Costa comes to the near side to the Leeds dugout, and Shackleton joins him for a quick squirt of something invigorating and a quick chat with the coaching staff.
We can gather breath because this first 7 or 8 minutes or so has been breathtaking. I think we started ever so well. Again, going back to that offside, again, like you mentioned, Bryn, we don't have the benefit of replays here in front of us. I'd love to see it back though, because it must have been ever so tight.
We can't be dwelling on that one. Let's hope we're not still dwelling on that one in another 40 minutes or so. Very tight call, they're telling us, from those who have had the benefit of being able to see it again. So Leeds may be a bit unlucky. It doesn't matter. Bamford attacking to make sure that Leeds have something tangible to show for all these forward moves in this second half. Calvin Phillips, good ball out to the near side. Now Alioski curls across in. It's onto the head of Andersen. Andersen's header straight back to Costa. Costa into the penalty area. Oh, it's just past Bamford's right foot, and he's right in front of goal. And he's inches away in any contact, and it's 1-0 Leeds. Leeds come again with a throw-in taken quickly. Now Dallas. Leeds really ramping up the pressure here. Phillips just outside the penalty area. Look at Alioski in space on the edge of the box. He chips the ball up, and it's too easy, too close, and the goalkeeper gathers and throws out quickly. So close for Leeds United again there. Ball over the halfway line. Woodrow for Barnsley. There's a slip, and suddenly Wilks is in as a result of Cooper's slip. And Wilks from the far side hits the shot into the side netting and punches the turf in some frustration.
Some game as this, it's end to end at the moment. It's almost like a tennis match. I'm moving my head that far to the left, to the right. But there must have just been an ever so slight nick on it, because the ball slid out for a throw on the far side from Costa's cross across the goal. And you're just thinking Bamford's there to tap it in, so it must have just been unbelievable defensive work from Barnsley just to get a nick in front of him, because you're right, 2 yards in front of goal, you're just going to tap it in.
Hernandez has the ball for Leeds again. They've used Costa intelligently so far. Can they get him back into the game? And the ball is over at the feet of Thiam, who's carried it forward. And now the cross comes in from Thomas, and now Woodrow with a header. He was in a good position, but he couldn't get the power to really trouble Casilla. But it's a fabulous game of football, and surely somebody's got to get a goal soon. Costa for Leeds. Cavare charging through a tank and forward motion for Barnsley there. Can't keep the ball in play. Leeds get the throw in. Alioski with a cheeky smile towards a Barnsley fan. Oh, and then Brown just stone walls Alioski, who bounces off him, and Leeds get a free kick for obstruction. Tell
you what, it's a proper game of football though. Everything you expect from a Yorkshire derby, but sometimes these derby matches, you mentioned midday kickoffs, they can just peter out a little bit, but this has had everything bar goals so far. But from our point of view, just keep concentrated at the back, because so far going forward this second half, been electric, been great to watch.
Casilla has the ball from Liam Cooper, and now White. Wilks puts pressure on White, so he hasn't really got an option to go back to the keeper, so he has to turn and try and move the ball forward at his feet, and Phillips will do well, and does do well, to win the possession. And Stendhal, the Barnsley coach, is furious that they missed an opportunity to close Leeds down there. Now Bamford attacks as Leeds bring it forward. Now Dallas up to the penalty spot, and he's just behind Costa. Oh, so frustrating. Phillips comes again for Leeds United. Now Klich on the edge of the penalty area. He curls the cross into the box. Bamford with a header. Couldn't get the direction on that at all, and it goes well wide.
Is it going to be one of them days, Bryn? I hope not. There's still plenty of football to play in the second half. But again, Stuart Dallas's energy, I know we've mentioned it 2 or 3 times, but again, just made those lung-busting runs, overlapping runs, and I think he did everything right there. He's cut the ball back, but the runs that people made in the box have just made different ones to where the ball was. It was just behind us, no one just there to have a little tap in, but you keep doing the same things we're doing. Don't get too disheartened by it, because we're doing everything right so far.
Well, Barnsley have claimed a victory against Fulham here already this season. Fulham expected to be up and amongst it come the end of the season, given the strength of their squad. That was in their opening game. That was their only win of the campaign so far, but they've drawn here with Charlton as well, and Charlton have made a good start to the season until yesterday, as had Swansea, who are the leaders, still are the leaders, before their home defeat at the hands of Nottingham Forest, and that's presented Leeds with the opportunity, with a win this afternoon, to go back to the top of the table. At the moment, Leeds are only on course to claim a point, but they do have a throw-in up by the far side of the Barnsley penalty area. Now Dallas will force the corner kick as he attempts to get the cross in. Williams, the defender, standing right in front of him, so chance for Leeds to deliver into the penalty area again. The corner kick, I haven't been keeping count of it, but the corner kick total will be easily into double figures, I think, now, won't it?
Won't be far off, Brent.
Because there were plenty claimed in the first period, and Leeds have had a couple already in the second period, and the one criticism you might make was that the best chance came from the very last one in the first half, when Dallas got the near post header in. This time it goes in low to the near post, and Cooper, they varied it a little there, comes back out, cleared out to Phillips, and now Hernandez goes wide again to Phillips and back to Hernandez. Link up play, and the ball into the penalty area is headed away by Andersen. Wilks tries an acrobatic but unsuccessful clearance, and now Klich turns goalwards for Leeds once more. Now Costa on the left hand side of the penalty area. Costa loops one up, it's deep, too deep indeed, and it carries behind, and that's the first poor ball that Helder Costa's delivered into the penalty area so far. Goal kick to Barnsley results. Start to keep a check on the clock now as we head up to the hour mark in this game here at Oakwell. It's been an entertaining encounter. It's been a good derby. So far it's goalless. Collins takes the goal kick now for Barnsley. Long ball up towards, far off the Leeds penalty area. So far indeed that one header from Wilks rather. Malik Wilks takes it straight through to Casilla, and Casilla right foot ball to the edge of the penalty area, and Ben White, and back to Casilla again. Barnsley push the two forward men right up on those Leeds defenders, but Leeds have worked it clear, at least briefly. It comes back again for White on the chest, and then goes back to Cooper, and Cooper back to Casilla once more, and then Casilla.
Well played.
Play. Good ball out to this left hand side, and Alioski in space, and now Cooper has a bit of space as a result of that as well. And then it's switched, and Cooper was a little over-ambitious with that crossfield ball, and it sailed beyond Stuart Dallas and went over the touchline, and Barnsley have a throw-in just inside Leeds territory. Won back by Ben White. Good play to get the ball to Hernandez. I think Barnsley fans wanted a free kick there. Hernandez carries the ball on. Just behind Bamford comes for Helder Costa. Edge of the penalty area, turns inside, one challenge, trying to work the ball, I think, onto his left foot there, but couldn't find the room amidst a crowd of red shirts. And now Wilks crosses the halfway line for Barnsley. He's got his head down, he's on a bit of a charge, and he's got into the area, and Calvin Phillips has done brilliantly there, just leaned into Malik Wilks and just eased him away from the clear run that he had on goal, and Casilla came off his line and did the rest.
Fantastic, and I think Calvin had no intention going for the ball, but just like I said, run across his man and just slow him down. Did fantastic.
Now here's Shackleton for Leeds at the other end. Shackleton with a chance of a drive. Two Barnsley players step across him to make the block. You can't take your eyes off this one for a moment. It's end-to-end, to say the least. Wilks is offside as he tries to spin away from Ben White, with the linesman obscured from my vision by the great big pillar that's right in front of me in the pitch. Has raised his flag, and Leeds have a free kick just inside their own territory. And whilst Leeds have enjoyed the lion's share of the attacking play in the second half, you still wouldn't really venture to make a prediction at this stage, maybe. They need to convert one of these chances. Again, the chance creation rate is high. The chance conversion rate, not quite so. Klich again, right-hand touch line, pursued by Williams, gets away from Williams, gets the cross in, gets a corner kick indeed, off the foot of the defender. So once more, another chance for Leeds to put all the pressure on that Barnsley penalty area. Another chance for them to get the ball into the penalty box, and another chance for them to get the opening goal of this game in front of the huge army of travelling fans. Phillips again will take it. It'll be from the far side, so we anticipate an outswinger. In it comes now towards Bamford's head, and Bamford got good contact on it, but he was just off the top of his head rather than his forehead maybe, and just carried over the crossbar.
Well, the 2 corner kicks that's been taken from the outswinger with Calvin on that far side there, we must have spoke about at half-time, because in the first half they were going a bit deeper, and then towards where I think with Jack Harrison, where he got the chance from Stuart Downs, just making a run across the front post kind of zone, and the 2 corners from this second half, everyone's been in that near post zone. Maybe they'll add a look at it and just think we can get a bit of joy from that area.
Elsewhere, close by, Huddersfield have lost at home to Sheffield Wednesday by a couple of goals to 0 today. So Wednesday are on a fairly decent run. I think that's 4 wins and 3 defeats for them now, isn't it? Gary Monk, of course, former Leeds man in charge at Hillsborough these days. Huddersfield having all sorts of trouble down at the bottom of the table, below Barnsley. That's a decent result actually for Barnsley. They'll be pleased to see the South Yorkshire side come out on top in that one. Leeds, the West Yorkshire side, come out on top in this one. Bamford's away from Halme, but he's forced wide on the right-hand side. Now he's fouled by Halme. Halme all over the back, the 2 players square up. It's been an ongoing tussle that throughout the course of the afternoon. Patrick Bamford gives him a little sarcastic round of applause there as Halme right in his face. And the referee will have to step in to calm things down just a little bit between the 2 players. Halme's walked away as if to say, I wasn't involved, but he's a big old boy, and it's hard to hide when you're whatever he is, 6'3".
I'm surprised with Apo Halme, because I saw a lot of him last year, especially covering the under-23s as well. And to say he's a gentle giant is probably an understatement, because he didn't really have a word to come out of him for a full year. So probably first time he's shown any type of aggression, but Patrick Bamford, I think he relies on that. He thrives on it, and he's enjoying that type of battle this season. He's like battling with the centre halves, he's winning free kicks, he's making things ugly for him. So there's a good balance that today.
So Leeds United have a free kick as a result of all that. It's all calmed down, quietened down. The 2 players are standing pretty close to each other inside the penalty area, waiting the free kick delivery from right out on the far side touch line. Calvin Phillips, mid-position between the edge of the area and the corner flag. Phillips awaits the ref's whistle. Phillips in right-footed now towards the danger zone on the near post, and there's a Barnsley body in the way, and it breaks off somebody's back, I think, there, and is hooked away then by Woodrow, helping the defenders out, and all the way up into the Leeds half, where Casilla can come way out of his penalty area to collect comfortably, and then it's played down the line for Costa, perhaps the chase. Well, it comes off Cavare. Just the first signs of Barnsley tiring a little bit now, having to work so hard to match Leeds and being pushed further and further back in this second period. But still the scoreline reads Barnsley 0, Leeds 0. Alioski not far outside that Barnsley penalty area. Gives it to Calvin Phillips. Phillips takes it past one challenge and works it towards Klich on the edge of the penalty area. Can he find space? He's given it to Costa. Costa onto the right foot, tries a curling effort. Well, it would be something sensational indeed to score from that position, and it wasn't. It went wide. And Barnsley now will make their first change of the afternoon, maybe in recognition of that sense that they're beginning to find it a little more difficult to keep going now. So Thiam comes on into the action for them, and Thiam's replacement is the replacement for Luke Thomas, who gets a really good round of applause. The midfielder had Barnsley's best chance of the game, probably, with the opening that was worked in the first half. Clear sight of goal right through the middle, inside the penalty area, and Kiko Casilla saved. Maybe the shot was a little straight, but Kiko Casilla reacted quickly and got the ball away anyway. So one change apiece for these 2 teams. I expect to see more. It won't be too long, I don't think, before maybe Nketiah is brought into the action for Leeds United. Mowatt on the halfway line. Not the best pass from Alex Mowatt, and Hernandez had read it and gives the ball back to Kiko Casilla, who has to let it bounce before he delivers a pass to Cooper, and then Cooper long ball for Bamford with the defender Andersen this time right up in his back, loses out, and Mowatt switches play to Woodrow on the left-hand side, midway inside the Leeds half. Woodrow away from Dallas, gets it back off Mowatt. Good play between those two, and he tries a shot. Casilla makes the dive and makes the save. I'm not sure whether he needed to push up behind for a corner kick.
One for the highlight reel, I suppose. But
it was quite close to him, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't full stretch.
To be fair, though, for keepers, I think it's one of those, if you try and leave your fingers going to go wide, ends up in the bottom corner, you look an absolute idiot. So got no problem just pushing it away. But I don't know if Barnsley have just altered their shape with Thiam coming on there. He's gone out to left-hand side. Don't know if it's gone 4-4-2. We'll see how it pans out.
He's another big guy, Thiam, another physical presence in there for Barnsley. So that may be something that they look to exploit from a moment exactly like this. A set piece, a corner kick from the far side. In it comes now from Mowatt. Outswinger, heads are up in there and it's wobbling around nervously for Leeds United, but they managed to get enough bodies around the ball to get it out to the penalty area, and then Alioski makes the challenge on Cavare and stood still. Alioski went up and caught him with the arm. I think Alioski would argue that he couldn't do anything other than try and labour himself up, and the referee said that the contact was foul contact, and so Barnsley have a free kick midway inside the Leeds half, but there's a real opportunity for them to get the ball played into the penalty area here. Mowatt thought about taking it quickly, thought again. Costa stands in front of him, nowhere near 10 yards away. Again, Mowatt threatens to take it quickly, but the referee has not given a signal for it to be delivered, presumably into the Leeds penalty area yet. Thiam and Mowatt both standing over the ball now, and Leeds have more defending to do here. Mowatt leaves, gets the ball into the box. Casilla comes and punches and gets enough purchase to get the ball out the penalty area, and then Shackleton on the charge far side. Was he held back by Williams there? Well, nothing given, because he was sprinting away from the two Barnsley defenders there. Well, one of the two caught him, ultimately Williams, I think, but the Leeds have given it back again, and they can attack again and click in field to Shackleton, and it's laid off for Alioski, edge of the area. Can he find the room for the shot? He can, and it wasn't hit particularly firmly, but almost caught the keeper out, and Collins rooted to his line, but the ball spins wide, and now Leeds will make the big change, and Nketiah will come into the action for the away team. And the man who's coming off is Patrick Bamford, who's worked really hard. He's had 3 good sights of goal, all 3 of them saved by the goalkeeper, and it's Nketiah for Bamford as Leeds' second change of the afternoon. And again, Bamford shakes his head as he walks towards the near side touchline, gets applause from the Leeds fans, but he's really unhappy about the decision, and he's saying to the manager, Marcelo Bielsa, that you've made the wrong decision then. He's saying it quite visibly, isn't he? Not always a good decision.
No, but I like that kind of just like raw emotion from him, because I believe he's been doing well. I think he's had a good game again as Bamford. Obviously, as a striker, ultimately you get judged on whether you score or not. But the way he's worked the 2 centre-halves, he's looked after the ball ever so well. His movement's been different class just watching him off the ball. Maybe could have put Eddie on with Bamford, but put Eddie on and we know what he's capable of.
Well, the time is flying by now. 70 minutes up in this game. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0. And Barnsley have made a change as well. Pinillos has come on for them. I've got a break with Wilks on the right-hand side of the Leeds penalty area. Wilks goes past the first challenge, but Alioski does really, really well to time the second challenge there. And that really does avert a dangerous moment for Leeds United. Williams, the fullback, is the man who's gone off to be replaced by Pinillos. And Barnsley have themselves another corner kick. So you'd say that Barnsley have done really well, having been put under pressure at the start of this second half, to come through that period, and now putting pressure on themselves. And you'd say at the moment it's Barnsley, the side who are slightly on top in this game, with another corner kick to deliver into the penalty area from Mowatt as well. Heads go up in there, and it's saved on the goal line by Casilla, and the referee is checking the goal line, and the referee says that there's an offside decision. He looked there, the referee, at the mark of the watch they have on the wrist that tells you whether the ball has crossed the line or not. That's how close it was, and nothing was given, and Leeds end up with an offside decision in their favour.
Well, I'll tell you what, my heart skipped a few beats there, because when he put his watch to his eyes, having a look, like you said, Bryn, see if the ball had crossed the line, and then the whistle went, I thought, oh no, the ball's crept over. But thankfully we're saved by the offside flag, and we got away with one there, because really it should be 1-0 Barnsley, because again we just switched off from a set piece, from a corner. There was a free attempt inside our 6-yard box, far too easy as that.
And it's the Achilles heel, isn't it? We've seen in games that are tight, the opposition feel that if they get the opportunity, set pieces are the best avenue against Leeds. And Barnsley close to exploiting one there. We need to see more of Leeds attacking again now, with Nketiah through the middle and Costa down this near side. A combination that's worked well for Leeds already this season, but Barnsley it is attacking again at the moment. fascinating game. Real contest, brilliant contest between two local rivals. And Leeds at the moment having to think a little more about the defensive work than they are able to think about the attacking play. Barnsley come again. Woodrow through the channel on the edge of the penalty area now. Calvin Phillips, brilliant challenge, gives it to Shackleton. Shackleton not able to play as an attacking player at the moment. Can he get that opportunity now from Hernandez, who lets the ball play inside to Klich, and then Klich switches play, and Alioski has got space, but he can't keep the ball in play. And the home fans are happy to see that one bounce into touch, because Alioski was in good space to have a good run there. Ultimately, it's Barnsley who'll get the throw in. Berardi warming up on this near side, Leeds with one more change potentially to make. Ditto Barnsley, who will take the throw in now. Down the line, long throw. Cooper wins the header on the halfway line. Hernandez, Pinillos makes the challenge. Two Spanish players up against each other there. Now, Dallas on the right-hand side for Leeds. There's a bit of space to run into. Space has been at a premium for both sides. Now Nketiah on the byline, cuts the ball back. It comes for Klich. Klich with a look on goal. Ball hits Thiam, comes back out, and it's just over the head of Costa from the save from Collins. And Hernandez's shot almost brought Leeds something there. Cooper comes again for Leeds just outside the penalty area. Alioski now on the near side touchline. Can they work the space for the cross? Cooper involved in the attacking play once more. Goes back to Phillips. Phillips just chips a hopeful one towards the edge of the area, and it's not the best ball from Calvin Phillips, and Barnsley bring it away and cross the halfway line. Again, the game swings from one end to the other. Mowatt in possession for Barnsley. Mowatt gets the ball back off Thiam up towards Wilks on the edge of the box, and Cooper gets a desperate foot in there. Now Nketiah gets away from Andersen. Is he fouled? No, the referee allows play to continue. And Pinillos, well, it's a strange effort from Pinillos from miles out there. It's a scuffed shot that skids away to nowhere in particular, and it's a goal kick, Leeds United.
It should have been a foul on Eddie, because he's done ever so well holding the ball up, and he just tried to lay it off, just felt a little nudge in his back, but he's tried to stay on his feet and be honest, and we lost possession.
Quarter of an hour remaining here at Oakwell. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0. Calvin Phillips in possession for Leeds, but he's under pressure from Woodrow, so he has to go back to Ben White. And White out right by the far touchline, comes all the way back in field to the goalkeeper. And Daniel Stendhal is going through all sorts of strange emotions down in the dugout in front of us, leaping up and down on the spot in frustration again as Leeds are able to get the ball away from a pressurised position and into space. That's what Leeds do. Calvin Phillips switches the play for Leeds to the right side to Dallas on the touchline. Been a bit quiet in these latter stages, Dallas, but tries to open something up for Leeds with a cross ball now. It comes off the shins of Halme over on the far side, and Leeds have a throw-in level with the edge of the Barnsley box. Kicking towards the away fans who've been a bit quiet in this second half. Now Klich on the edge of the area. Now it's into Dallas in the penalty box. Cuts it back for Shackleton. Shackleton, the attempt on goal is blocked, and again Leeds maybe just try to overwork.
Excellent, Calvin.
A great challenge from Phillips on the halfway line to try and win possession back for Leeds. They end up with a throw-in. It's almost like they're trying to create the perfect goal at times, isn't it?
It is almost kind of reminiscent of the game against Swansea. Certain times in that game, we're trying to almost walk the ball in, where we're just like touch, finish, just something simple.
Alioski up to the edge of the area, and Klich. Still time for Leeds. Klich turns one way, then the other. Then plays a great ball into Alioski, who's moved into space, but he was in space because he was in an offside position, and the flag is raised far side, and it will be a free kick to Barnsley inside the box. 31 minutes of this second period gone. Still we await the first goal. We've had an absolute glut of chances at either end, predominantly to Leeds United, not exclusively to Leeds United, and maybe the closest we've come of anything was that moment a few minutes ago when the hearts were in mouths, when Casilla had to make a save literally right on the goal line, so close that the referee checked on the Hawkeye system to make sure it hadn't crossed the line. Casilla clears the ball away from the Leeds penalty area. It sails over the head of Alioski, but Costa is waiting behind him. Good challenge by Andersen, and the Danish player has made the interception for Barnsley. And Costa a throw in. Alioski goes back into his own half with the throw in to Cooper. And Cooper square then to Ben White, and Ben White further wide to Dallas. And then Dallas comes back into his own half to to Calvin Phillips. And then Cooper, White, out to this near side. It's a great ball to Alioski, who's in a deep advanced position for Leeds. Good ball in, and it comes for Klich, and it almost breaks off the Barnsley defender for an own goal. But Klich's shot, which was going one way, was diverted the other way, and it goes just past the post and behind for a Leeds corner kick. So close again. Phillips will jog across to take it. I'm not sure Klich's effort was going in on goal, but it was almost the Barnsley defender, I think it was Halme, who almost diverted it in to his own net. Opportunity knocks for Leeds United again. Corner kick, Calvin Phillips in front of the Leeds fans. In it comes, good corner, but headed clear towards Hernandez on the edge of the area. Now Klich again, and Klich curls the shot in. That's a poor effort, and that's miles over the crossbar. And Leeds have to head back towards the halfway line, and Barnsley will make a change. And Bahre will come on for them. The man who's coming off is Jacob Brown, and the players coming a good shift for Barnsley. Be replaced by the German midfielder. Attacking midfield, you might describe him as. And he goes into an advanced position, it would appear, probably to sit in just behind Woodrow, maybe.
Maybe. I think the last probably 5 to 10 minutes, they did go 4-4-2, so I think they just wanted that bit of control back with that free midfield, just playing off Woodrow.
Wilks, who's come out to this near side, the left side, beaten to the header. Costa can't keep the ball in play. Barnsley will have a throw in. I think it's just up in the Leeds half, in fact, down in front of us here. Yeah, Wilks has switched out to this right-hand side for Barnsley, who are kicking left to right. Throwing will be actually midway inside the Barnsley half. Down the line it goes from Cavare. Phillips wins a header but can't keep the ball in play. Another Barnsley throw-in taken by Cavare. And in field it goes, and it's picked up by Dallas, and Dallas goes back to Casilla, and Casilla right-footed over the halfway line. Long clearance forward. Nketiah brings the ball in the air, not the tallest, but does well. Alioski in the challenge with Cavare. Cavare comes away with the ball for Barnsley, and now Wilks brings it further forward for the home team. Infield it goes towards Bahre for his first touch. Plays the ball square then to Mowatt in the midfield, central midfield for Barnsley. Pinillos, another substitute on the far side, tries to get the cross beyond Hernandez. Can't manage that, but they may get a corner kick from this, and indeed they do get a corner kick from this. Pinillos' attempted cross spun up off the back of Hernandez and goes behind for a Barnsley corner.
And this is where we've got to stay concentrated now, Bryn. The previous corner from the other side, far too easy for people to run across us. So whatever your role is, whether Nketiah is there in the front post kind of zone, whether you're man marking somebody, just do your job.
Yeah, you get to that position of the game now where with 10 minutes remaining of normal time, it's a critical time now as the ball comes in and the heads go up and it's carried out to the penalty area near side. And the man in possession is Cavare for Barnsley. Now Woodrow takes it to the byline, great ball up into the air, and there are two red shirts waiting, and they collide with each other, and as a result, Casilla has an easy job when it might have been difficult. Casilla tries to make a quick clearance, there's a foot up in front of him to obstruct him, and Leeds United get a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. But I think it was the Barnsley players who made life overly difficult for themselves there that helped Leeds out.
They did the job for us instead of us trying to defend it. They defended it themselves, where bit of communication, they had a free effort on target. But no, we came away from that unscathed, relatively unscathed. But going back to when Kiko was trying to get rid of the ball quick, I thought it's an automatic yellow card for a striker closing it down like that.
That's what the goalkeeper was suggesting to the referee, who's having none of it. Just one card shown so far. Costa, and now Nketiah on the edge of the penalty area, cuts the ball inside, and there was a trailing leg and he stayed on his feet, which is a good thing, obviously. There was maybe just a glimmer of something there for Leeds. The ball is back up on the edge of the Barnsley penalty area, and Andersen, that's a tired-looking clearance from Andersen. He's happy to swipe the ball into touch, because everybody's had to be right at it today. No allowance for dropping in concentration levels, because both sides have put a lot of work into this game, and Barnsley have given every bit as much as Leeds United, you'd say. On this near side, Costa under challenge from Cavare, ball down by the corner flag. Cavare can do nothing but just nip the ball into touch on this near side, and Alioski's come forward to take a short, quick throw in, gets the ball back. Now it goes to Klich on the edge of the penalty area, back into space for Alioski, who drives the ball towards the edge of the area, but Thiam's there for Barnsley, gives it away though to Helder Costa. Costa nudged out of it, yeah, right on the edge of the penalty area. It's too well to the left of centre, but a good place for Leeds to create something here. Well, the referee has awarded the free kick a little further back than I was anticipating. It looked like he was right on the edge of the box, but still dangerous position for Leeds United. Calvin Phillips will deliver into the penalty area. The Leeds fans behind the goal wait in anticipation. A goal at this stage would surely be a winning goal. 38 minutes gone in this second half. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 0. Phillips tees the ball up, plenty to aim at, as you would expect in the penalty area. Two-man Barnsley wall between Calvin Phillips and the Barnsley goal. Whistle goes, Phillips with a free kick, in it goes towards a spot, and yes! And Leeds United take the lead, and Nketiah meets it to drive the ball into the back of the net. Cue pandemonium behind the goal, the perfect delivery, the perfect finish. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 1.
What a delivery from Calvin. I was going to say there, Bryn, in that situation, you're almost trying to score at the far post. And what he had a bit of pace, had a bit of dip on the cross. And there he is, the fox on the box. He's got his phone call out. Who's he calling? He's calling hopefully a winning goal for Leeds. What right place, right time. Great delivery, great finish. No more than we deserve, in my opinion, this second half.
Well, he scored on international duty, Nketiah for England, and he scored on domestic duty for his club side, currently Leeds United. And what an important time and what an important goal that could yet turn out to be. 6 minutes remaining of normal time here at Oakwell, and Leeds have made the breakthrough. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 1, and Nketiah on target again for Leeds. And Eddie is the roar from behind the goal. Leeds have to defend now. Thiam for Barnsley. Here's Woodrow into the penalty area. Good touch away from Liam Cooper. Great defending by Leeds. Might need more of that before full time in this game. It's been an enthralling encounter here. Near side, Cavare takes on Costa. He's big and strong. He's got away from both Costa and Alioski. Costa comes back at him, and I think it'll be at the cost of a corner kick. Excuse the pun. So Barnsley have the opportunity again. They've come right back at Leeds in the closing stages of this game. More defending to do before Leeds have anything to celebrate here. Now those Leeds voices are raised. It's Mowatt with a corner kick for Barnsley. It's close to goal. The header up! And Halme over the crossbar. I think there's a free kick been awarded anyway for a push. I think as the forward run was being made. Is it a goal kick or is it a free kick? Casilla so calm in those situations that he runs straight off his goal line as if to remonstrate with the fellow defenders. It does actually appear to be a goal kick, so maybe that was an opportunity missed by Barnsley there. Corner kicks that cause Leeds real anxiety at the moment. There's the ball. Oh, it's a poor kick from Casilla. What was he thinking of there? Took a goal kick straight into touch on this near side, midway inside his own half, when he had the chance to deliver long. Anyway, Costa's won it back for Leeds and plays the ball wide to Hernandez. Again, Leeds attack at pace, plenty of players forward, and Nketiah's in space, and Nketiah clear, and Nketiah can't force the ball underneath the goalkeeper, and the keeper's done really well there. He's got injured. He was brave, the keeper, to come at the feet of Nketiah, but Nketiah couldn't quite get enough power to push the ball behind the keeper and surely over the goal line. Keeper's back on his feet, he's okay. And I think play will resume, possibly. I don't think it will be a Barnsley free kick, will it? It looked like a challenge that Nketiah had to go in for there. As the goalkeeper continues to limp around in the penalty area. Temper's getting a little frayed in the away end. A few stewards moving in to calm the situation down. But most of the vast majority of Leeds fans are just in a buoyant celebratory mood now. Everybody on their feet. They always are, aren't they? And we are Leeds, we are Leeds, we are Leeds rings out from those 4,000 plus travelling fans, hoping to see their side go back top of the table as we head inside the final 5 minutes of normal time here. Goalkeeper doesn't look at all happy for Barnsley. They've already lost their main keeper to injury. And so Collins is their number 2 keeper, but he's going to be their number 1 for a while, but at the moment he's struggling. Can Leeds exploit that? They have the chance to attack now. Costa can't get the ball beyond Cavare. He's been a bit of a rock at the back. And again, Stendhal goes mad with the linesman on the near side over the award of a throw-in. Is it really worth getting that worked up about a throw-in on the halfway line? I do wonder sometimes.
I'd like to see his GPS kind of map how much he's travelled on here.
Effort, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
He could almost sub himself at this stage. He's run his race. Ben White for Leeds. Plays the ball out to the far side, and Stuart Dallas over the top. Good potential ball from Dallas as Nketiah's nipped in between.
Referee.
And Nketiah goes down, and Halme made the challenge.
Yes!
Given a penalty, and it's the assistant on the far side who's indicated it's a Leeds United penalty kick for a foul by Halme on Nketiah. Just made contact there, and it's the decision that Leeds haven't had in previous games, and they've got it in this game, and they have a brilliant opportunity to wrap this one up now with just a couple of minutes left on the clock. Hernandez takes the ball, and there's no real argument from the Barnsley players, is there, in fairness there? I think they knew that the defender stretched the leg out, Nketiah stretched the leg out, and the defender's leg made contact with Nketiah's leg, and it wasn't a particularly bad foul, but there was contact made there. He didn't touch the ball, and the assistant far side called it, and the referee it was who awarded it. Now it's Klich who's going to take the penalty kick for Leeds United in front of the away army. Klich with a chance to confirm the victory for Leeds United here. Leeds United's first penalty from open play. Klich on the edge of the penalty area, steps up now, little shuffle of a run, and draws.
Yes!
Brilliant finish, brilliant penalty, and surely Leeds United have done enough to get themselves back to the top of the table now. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 2.
He panics there, didn't he? He just needed to have show a bit more composure. But no, there was a spell last year when we missed, I think, 2 or 3 on the bounce, and I spent a lot of time looking at different penalty takers who could actually take them. And I've seen Klich, he's took them previous in his career at different clubs. He's took them for his national team as well. He just proved it there. Just so cool, so calm. And going back to the penalty incident, I think Apo Halme, who kind of ball watching, he just didn't see Eddie Nketiah come on his blind side. And it was one of those, you looked at the Barnsley players, no one really complained. But again, Eddie just making things happen in and around the penalty area.
Well, it's been quite a substitution that. Nketiah got the first goal, and his forward run brings the second goal that surely is enough for Leeds United now, because we are 10 seconds away from the end of normal time, and the home fans are streaming towards the exits here now. I can tell you there's a contrasting emotions away to our left-hand side. 4 added minutes go up on the board. The Leeds United fans really do have something to celebrate now, and they've done it again. They've worked themselves through this game, they've kept at it, and they've just kept doing the right thing, and eventually it's brought its reward. They've needed changes to the starting 11 along the way, but they've got the people who can make a change to a game now, and that really is a really promising sign for Leeds in this championship season. Barnsley will still try and claim, well, you'd say a consolation, surely. Cooper, good decision from Liam Cooper there to duck out the way of a cross. It was overhit, it comes out on the near side by the corner flag on Leeds United. Well, in fact, it's gone behind for a goal kick, even better. And Leeds United have the perfect opportunity to take a few seconds over this one and enjoy the last few minutes here, because nothing better than a 2-0 away win against local rivals. And the Leeds fans behind the goal to our left are loving every minute of it, as you can hear. Alioski, handball, I think, awarded against the Leeds player on this near side, just in from the touchline. Leeds are going to make a final change. Berardi's not going to have a chance to break sweat here. And it's going to be Klich who comes off. A slight look of a limp for Klich as he walks off there, but I don't know, it wasn't too bad. Be happy with his goal anyway.
Yeah, he's slightly happier this week than when he came off against Swansea, when I think he slammed the dugout that occasion. But again, he's put a fantastic shift in. And looking at Klich's stats so far this season, throughout the international break, he's up there with most people chances created. So it just shows the importance to the team, what he does on and off the ball. And he'd be delighted to get his first league goal of the season there. So
Leeds United on course for a 6th successive away win in all competitions, and and the last time they did that was 1963, and the time they did it before that was 1931. In the centenary season, we're all about the history. Well, a little moment of history maybe being created here. Leeds give themselves an opportunity to go one better on their next away trip in a couple of weeks' time. Tough looking away day at Charlton coming up. Derby at home next for Leeds, and that will be a real spicy encounter, no doubt, as well. Looking forward to that one already. But they're showing away from home an ability to do something that now have to master at home as well, and that's to win games and see games out from a strong position. Wilks for Barnsley, down by the corner flag. We'll get nothing more than a throw in. Check now tells us that we are just 1 minute plus 10 seconds away from just about the conclusion of hostilities here. Casilla gathers across straight into his chest and will be in no hurry to get himself back up to his feet. The ground has rapidly emptied since that Klich penalty a few minutes ago that confirmed another away win for Leeds United. Ball down the far side touchline. And Leeds player in possession is Stuart Dallas. And Dallas tries to play a ball over the top for Costa. And now Phillips picks up. There's a lot more space for Leeds now. And he's got the choice of either going to the corner flag or trying to create something. And he tries to create with Costa. Costa almost gets the ball into Nketiah. And it was just behind Nketiah. And he can't make contact. And now Wilks charges forward for Barnsley at the other end. Credit both sides, still going at it even at this very late stage of the day, with the game all but up for the home team. They're attacking with Thiam on the far side. The penalty area tries the drive. Can Leeds keep the clean sheet? Good foot in, excellent foot in from Berardi there to ensure that the clean sheet surely will be kept now, because there are just seconds remaining here at Oakwell.
And there it is. The full-time whistle goes. Leeds continue the 100% start away from home. A fantastic win that they had to work oh so hard to claim. But Nketiah, the sub, got the first. Klich from the penalty spot after Nketiah was fouled with his second. And Leeds United go back to the top of the table. Great away day. It's finished Barnsley 0, Leeds United 2.
These away days turn out to be all right, aren't they, Bryn? But we have to kind of do it, not the hard way, we had to grind it out for the full 94, 95 plus minutes, how long we played today, because Barnsley came and set the stall out, and really impressed how Barnsley played, but testament to us. You mentioned Eddie Nketiah coming in off the bench there, Costa came on at half-time, James Shackleton, who came into the starting 11 through Adam Forshaw's slight little knock he's picked up. So, yeah, we've had to kind of adapt. But I think this is the big difference compared to last season to this year so far. We can have these adaptations. We can throw players in off the bench. Players can come into the starting 11. And we don't look, I wouldn't say weaker compared to last year when we have to make them changes. But it's almost like for like. We can trust these players. Again, the bench is so strong. There's players who haven't even made the squad today who could easily slot into the starting 11. So all in all, some ways, I think today's probably have been his best result in terms of how Barnsley kind of pushed us, especially in the first half. Second half, we had the moments as well. But for us to ride that, get a clean sheet, which I think is vitally important, because like we always say, we're going to create chances. It came to a point where it's going to be one of those days that we're going to take one. But Eddie, right place, right time, got that goal, and then the penalty killed the game off. So fantastic away performance yet again, and back top of the table.
And if you're looking back at crucial moments, maybe that Casilla save right on the goal line when we were worried for a moment that it had even gone over the goal line, almost proved the crucial moment. They didn't give anything away there, and then shortly afterwards got that opening goal.
And I love to see that, yeah. Probably Barnsley two centre halves, they've got a big stature, big height difference compared to our boys. But sometimes you don't have to win the first set, it's about putting those guys off. And like I said, do your job. Whether you stood next to the post, you're in a zone, or you're man marking. Set piece is all about doing your job and ultimately stop the ball crossing that line. And they managed to do that one way or the other. And going back to Calvin's free kick, what a delivery, by the way. Put it right on the money. And we saw Bamford came off, and that's why he was probably unhappy coming off, because he thought there'd be one more chance in the game, and if we were on the pitch he might have fell to him. But that's the life of the striker, so them two complement each other really well, do Bamford and Nketiah. doesn't matter who scored the goals for me, does Bryn, as long as the most important thing will come away with the 3 points, and we've done that today.
Well, the motto is, in Marcelo we trust. He made the right call, and Leeds United benefit greatly as a result. The players have just departed the field of action in front of the adoring masses. All the Leeds fans applauded them all the way back to the tunnel away to our left-hand side. It's been another great away day. It's been tough, but Leeds United have come out on top again. Full time here at Oakwell, it's finished. Barnsley 0, Leeds United 2.